Welcome to the DJ Insider Podcast, sponsored by Amplified Events.
It's the only podcast where we break down insider information from our weddings, experiences, and advice from over 15 years in the wedding industry.
We're your hosts. I'm Mike Kane, owner of Amplified Events.
And I'm Chris Zart, general manager of Amplified Events.
Let's get into it. All right, we're back.
We are back.
I think this is 15, 16?
This is 15.
15.
Wait, this is
16.
16. Because we did 2 last week.
Yeah. I can't wait till our 100th episode. We got to do something special.
Yeah.
But that'll be probably a few years from now.
Maybe if we're doing it every week, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows?
2 years. Yeah, 2 or 3 years from now.
We'll get there.
I guess. But until then, this is episode 15. So
Yes.
Welcome back. We're excited to have you back on the podcast. Thank you for listening. Yeah, we did a wedding together last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually assisted another DJ, and he's going to be on the next episode on his wedding. It was his couple. He booked it. And then I just came as a guest to kind of observe and learn from him to see, like, what does he do differently? What does he do the same? And then also give critical feedback to, like, hey, you're doing it this way. How come you're doing it this way?
Right.
Could you improve it? You know, who's better to give you good feedback than another DJ in your industry who you respect, who's going to, like, help you be better and or just question, why do you do things the way you do them?
Yeah. We
do them a different way, or we do them the same way, or, you know, it's incredibly rewarding. I've done that with Joe Bunn and with Joe, who was on last week from Arrested Sounds. And it's really helpful. You learn a lot. You make a great friendship, and you really help each other out. It's really fun. Mm-hmm. So it was a great wedding. It was a lot of fun. We were at beautiful Design Barn there in Hebron. Hot day, but it turned into a really good one. The dude goes all out. I mean, his emceeing is, like, incredible, top notch.
You say he's taking, like, classes for it and everything.
He's taken a lot of classes,
yeah.
and you can tell he is so comfortable, so professional on the microphone. I'm telling you, for his introductions, they're thorough, but he puts everybody at ease. I mean, everybody in that place was having fun by the time the couple was introduced. And you could tell that set the tone for the night. The dance floor was easy. Like, we didn't have to work too hard because
great.
He did that work with the emceeing. And it really set the tone. That was so obvious to me, like, wow, that's an opportunity that I'm missing as a DJ to MC in a way that sets the tone for the wedding and what everybody can expect the rest of the night. Mm-hmm. And so when it comes time to dancing, they're not feeling awkward. They're already, like, you know, juiced up from words, not from alcohol. Mm-hmm. They got juiced up, you know, they got drunk from alcohol too, but it was mostly the words.
Right.
So we did one on Friday. That was fun too. Anything memorable, noteworthy you remember about that one?
Man, sorry, this year's just been crazy. What venue were we at again?
We were at County Line.
County Line, that's right.
Yeah, when you do 2 or 3 every weekend,
sorry, it's just,
you're right,
yeah,
they kind of run
like,
together.
It's really crazy. No, that was a fun night. Weather was nice, wasn't, like, too hot or anything, which was really great. I really like how they open those barn doors and everyone can kind of, like, be inside, outside, like, kind of near, like, they're still near the dance floor and they can instantly walk back on, but they still can, like, enjoy that weather and everything. And no, it was just a super chill night. I just remember everyone being really nice and easy to be around.
Yeah, yeah, good crowd. I didn't feel like some of these ones, you know, they break late. Like, you just got to work them into, you got to juice them up and get them out on the dance floor eventually. But this one, they got juiced right away. They were ready to go, and they danced all night.
Yeah.
Great floor, great couple, super chill, and really, really great speeches. What was unique that I remember is the father of the groom surprised the couple. Their first dance song was a song by Tyler Childers, and the groom's dad is super talented, and he basically performed. He played guitar and sang that exact song and recorded it, and it sounded very close to Tyler Childers. It was,
the quality was good too.
It was a really good recording. The pacing was great. His voice was perfect. Everything was great. The playing was awesome. And halfway through the song, the couple finally realized that's not Tyler Childers singing. Like, it took them half of the song, and you could see it on their face. And then the mother and the father, the parents of the groom, were over there just off the dance floor, and they were like, "That's him." And they were like, "What?"
That's really cool.
You know, it really blew their mind. It was a nice surprise for the couple.
Yeah.
Which was, we always talk about, how do you find a way to make the wedding memorable and special and unique? When you record the first dance song, that is is literally just as good as the original artist.
Yeah.
And you surprise the couple
super unique.
with their dance. That's one thing to make it memorable and special. So that was really cool. Enough cannot be said about that. How talented and how it was delivered and how it went. It really it was a really special memory for that couple. They'll always have that. It's kind of cool. Sometimes people hand us stuff and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've done some unique ideas that come up from either like bridal party or like whatever, and sometimes I'm like iffy about it, and then it goes really well. You know, sometimes it's the complete opposite, but it's always interesting to see when people have like it. I mean, it's it keeps it fresh for us. There's like when there's something new to do during the day and just something we wouldn't normally do. Like that's always a good time.
Yeah, certainly not boring. Yeah, but sometimes it does get a little wild or a little crazy. Or their idea is kind of like all over the place, and it's kind of hard to pin down, like, how do we make this fun and memorable? And it's just like, okay, so the hamburger is going to show up, and he's going to have, landmines. And, like, what? It just gets insane. Obviously, that's a little bit crazy, but yeah.
Some hamburglar landmine wedding you're going to.
He's gonna shoot off a bunch of confetti in the bride's face as they're kissing.
It's like, I don't think that's a good idea.
They might not go the way you think.
You said landmines, I just started feeling pretty weird. But
I've been watching a lot of like James Bond, GoldenEye, stuff, and I just think of the remote mines. So one thing we kind of talked about last week, and one thing I kind of noticed just at every wedding is, DJs, our job is to play good music. We throw a great party. And some of the way we do that is with song selection. So picking the good songs, picking the right song at the right time, for the right reason. And ideally you're going for, of course, this couple has requested it. Of course, the guests are dancing and responding to it. But the best of the best is the couple didn't request it. And you read the room well enough to know that this is the song they weren't expecting to hear, but it's perfect.
Right.
It perfectly fits that crowd, because then you're demonstrating a knowledge that you really understand this dance floor that you're running. And then you kind of own them, because then it's like, oh, they're responding well to this. I've got 5 other songs ready to go that they're going to respond well to as well.
Yeah.
So that's the goal as a DJ. But I thought it's interesting that sometimes this song can be really awesome. Great song, but it's played at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And that's everything, really.
Yeah.
There's some amazing songs out there, but if you play it too early, if you play it too late, if you play it too middle.
I'm a true believer that, like, if you're a DJ and you have like 6 out of 10 mixing skills, like you're just okay on like all those fronts, but you can do song selection correct.
Yes.
You know what to play based off of what's given to you. You can throw in those songs that are like, they didn't pick them, but they'd work well, and also timing them correctly. You're already ahead of everybody.
Yes.
Like that is the most important part. Even if you're just click and play, like having those songs played at the right time is huge.
I feel like good mixing is a tool, similar as a line dance or similar as emceeing. And if you do it really well, it can be a great tool to throw a great dance floor. But I think if you focus too much on that at the expense of playing a good song that people are going to dance to, at least in the wedding world, that's not going to work. If you pick a great club hit that's underground that you love, it's got a great beat to it, and you mix it flawlessly, fine. But guess what? People may not dance because they don't know that song, and they don't have memories to that song, and weddings are all about memories.
Yes.
Not about dancing. I want to go out dancing with my friends at the club tonight. That's a different mode that you're in.
Yeah, they're not like, oh, get on the dance floor. This DJ's mix sounds awesome. Like they're like, no, like
I've never heard it. I've literally never heard anybody say that. Other DJs say that, but I never, because they can appreciate the art.
I have had people that like, I'll like tease in a song and I mix it well, and then it goes to the next one, and then they're like they kind of give me a look of like, hey, like I heard what you were doing. Like that was
sneaky DJ. Yeah, they get you.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off a lot.
No, you're fine.
Throw in those things.
I think it's so funny though, but. So anyway, I thought it'd be fun to kind of play a game and go through a few songs that are popular that get played at weddings. We call a game like opener or opening, or kind of earlier in the night, middle of the night, or late, or an ender, a night ender. And I'll throw some songs at you, and then you kind of tell what you think about that song. I'll tell what I think, and we can even talk about why if there's a reason why.
Sure.
All right, so first song. So open, middle, late.
Okay.
Let's Get It Started, the Black Eyed Peas.
I feel like that's like a middle of the night. It's not like...
It's called Let's Get It Started.
I mean, yeah,
The content of the song is about getting the party going.
that is true.
However, I agree with you.
I do well only because I feel like middle of the dance floor is when like the dance floor like really gets going for most
Yes,
weddings.
yes.
There are some that they are popping off right when I hit play.
You can tell when you
right it
introduce the
starts.
couple.
Yeah,
They're like, what? People are losing their minds.
Yep.
That's how the one was on Saturday with Eric.
yeah.
People are losing their minds during the introductions. So it was like, well, he can just get started. He doesn't have to.
When
do
the
a ton of-
energy is already there and you
Yeah.
don't have to work up to
you don't
got to
build them up. Yeah.
But I would say like most dance floors on how they run and how it like I don't want to say they start slower, but they start kind of medium, and then that energy works up as time goes on. Sorry, the hiccups. And yeah, I would say middle of the night. What you'd agree? You said
I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Even though the content of the song is, you would think as a layperson who just, and the bass keeps running, and he's building up. You would think, let's get it started. Let's get the party started. But guess what? The way weddings work is that's too much. Even usually for most crowds, that's too much energy. You got to do that middle of the night.
And that's when things are really getting started.
That's when they really get started. It's the middle of the night.
That's really the message is like, okay, now that like the lamos have left,
Yes.
you cool kids, you've stuck around. You're in the cool kids club.
Here we go.
Let's get started.
Yes.
Yeah, middle of the night.
All right.
The way.
Next one. Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond.
Always end of the night. I don't think I can ever. It could work in the middle because I think it's a good slow dance song, but it's a better sing along song. Kind of depends on the crowd. I've had them do both.
Yeah, I use it in the middle kind of for that reason, where we've been hitting it hard. Usually with those crowds, big energy, we hit it hard, and as a slowdown, and as kind of a gift to some of the olds for sticking around, the people who were like, I don't really dance. We're like, well, here's a memorable classic that you can dance to slowly if you want, and all the youngs can sing along to it.
Yeah,
and then I'll do 3 or 4 songs of that kind of genre, and then keep moving to
so
reset.
you would say middle or
Middle, I think is pretty good, but mostly end.
Yeah.
Initially, the first thought I have when I hear that song is End of the Night. That's a classic sing along. Let's send this couple off right with that song or close to the end. Now, this is a fun one. Man, I Feel Like a Woman, Shania Twain.
Man, is there a bad time to play that song? That's kind of the thing. Because I've opened dance floors with that many times, and it's been great.
I mean,
I would say,
let's go, girls.
I would say that's kind of like a middle of the night, especially because, like, I mean, my favorite set, if I can get into it, is like my girl power hour. You know this.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's like definitely in there. Like I can go that into like wannabe Spice Girls and like, you know all the hits. But I would say middle of the night. I think that's a good.
I would argue anytime. Like you said, you could open with that one. You can do middle. You could end it. You could end the night with that song.
People are really obsessed with that song.
They
right now too.
love it, especially this summer. That was the song of the night on Friday for that wedding.
Like every wedding now.
Like somebody came up requested, but it was already on the bride's list, and then we just hit him with that, and then we hit him with Gretchen Wilson right after that, and it went off. And then I think Party in the USA, we just went some like, country girl sing along kind of power hour kind of thing. But yeah, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
I like that as a start of the night for sure. Yeah. Especially because there's like a mix you go like that into like Dancing Queen. And I've kind of like adopted that one too. So yeah. And like Dancing Queen, Staying Alive, like all those songs I kind of like playing.
Yeah.
At the
Disco
start.
works better earlier in the night.
Yeah.
Some crowds you can do it late, but yeah, it works better. It kind of gets people in that mood to dance.
I have found there's been a lot of weddings this year that I've done where like, and I know we've kind of explained on the podcast before how we generally run the dance floor of like, more oldies at the beginning of the night, work that energy up into more modern music. That is how most weddings go. Just with like the 25 to 35 crowd, the weddings we're doing. That's the music they want. That's the pacing they want. But I found like there's a lot of weddings I've done this summer where later in the night I'll go back to oldies.
Yes.
I'll do like a slow song, and so sometimes I don't know. That's kind of changing a bit. But I would say 80%, 90% of the time beginning of the night, but sometimes later.
Some of my favorite weddings you can do late in the night, some 90s throwback hip hop, the hot stepper,
I haven't had a lot of those in a long time. Like,
Digital Underground, Humpty Dance, some of those you can hit hard. Same with some 80s. You can do some 80s throwbacks too. It just depends on the crowd. Uptown Funk, Bruno Mars.
That's always just like and we were talking about this with Joe of like that song is just so safe. Like it just everybody knows it. Like it always hits well, and it's always a good like near the beginning song.
Yeah.
I
That's a good opener.
usually play it
Yeah.
at every wedding.
Yeah, Eric played it at kind of his second song of the night as an opener, and I think that was a good fit.
I'll play it in the first 10 for
Yeah.
sure.
That and kind of September, both of those are good opener songs.
Yeah.
I would not close with either of those.
September I always open with.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them, they're just solid. Everybody, because people know them, they've got a good beat structure and a good sing along kind of factor, and they're kind of we're just kind of slowly building. Dynamite, Tayo Cruz.
That's like I'm gonna say beginning of the night, and that's like when I'm transitioning to start to go into like 2010s pop.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of the first songs I'll play.
Yeah,
transitioning from like Bruno Mars and like oldies and
Sure.
funk and soul, and that's like one of my first.
yeah, I like that. That's beginning, but it's literally at the end of the beginning, right before the middle. It's my transition song.
Yeah.
We're about to go up a notch.
Yes.
We're gonna party now.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't realize they've been partying for the last 30 minutes to an hour, which is our goal too. Wait a minute, I'm dancing, I'm having fun. You know, that's
Wait a minute.
They tricked me with their siren songs, these DJs. Wait a minute.
I'm gone.
I've been had. Yeah, no, but that's the idea, is that you get them up, you slowly are working them in with certain type of songs that are familiar, and before they know it, they're having a great time and they're partying hard, they're dancing hard. And that's one of those songs that transitions from the early to the middle for me.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
No Hands, Waka Flocka.
I mean, that's probably like a late middle of the night, I would say. You know, dirty after 9:30 is the rule.
Yeah, after 9:30. So middle to late. But I usually use that one when I'm like, we want to go. Again, it's another up a notch, but it's the middle to late kind of up a notch. But it's also like, there's something distinctly different with the dance floor after you play that song.
Mm-hmm.
I would never open with that song.
Yeah.
Because that would almost guarantee I would burn that song.
Yeah.
People are not going to respond well if I play that at 7 p.m. than if I play it at 10 o'clock or 10:30.
There's nothing worse than like, because we really don't want to play a song twice, and there's like nothing worse than wasting a song. There's times where like I've had the couple ask me to play it earlier
Yes.
than I would have wished to.
First song of the dance floor.
And then
yeah,
it, like,
open it up. The couple
it doesn't
insists
hit.
on a must play that you open the dance floor with that song or with another song. Play Usher's, to just start. And I'm like, it's not going to go the way you think.
Yeah.
By playing that hard of a song as the first song.
The one thing that I did do, and I don't normally do this, but I think this was like a month or two ago, and they wanted to open with Mr. Brightside.
Oh.
Which I don't know if that one's on your
Not
list.
even the
but
Killers do that. I saw them. It was the second song. But the Killers could hold it. But not the first song of the night.
But no, nobody went out there.
I'm not surprised at all.
The dance floor needed, I mean, it kicked off 20 minutes in, but like everybody was going to the bar and it was like, they just needed a second.
Yeah.
And I ended up playing it later in the night
Yeah.
because it was
Good.
like, I don't think anybody remembered. And I don't even think I even said anything. I just did it. And then they went crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and that just proved it for me of
Yes.
like when it's played matters.
Yes.
Because like no response, waited to the end of the night, they were going crazy for it. And also no one even remembered that it played. So
That unique experience is exactly why we pay you the big bucks to DJ weddings. Couples don't know that. Mr. Brightside's a great song. You ask me if it's a great song. I love it. It is a great song. But do you play it first? That's a terrible mistake for your wedding. And you burn that song, and you know if you play it again, they may forgive you. It's such a good, it's that good of a song.
Yes.
You can play it twice, and it's still nice.
Well,
but
sorry, go ahead.
but experience as a DJ tells you know that from experience. That's hard. All of the weddings you've had that have been great, all of the weddings you've had that have been mediocre, all the weddings you've had that have been tough, have all given you little bits of information to know that that's the right move here.
Yeah.
Instinctually, but also factually, given your experience. I would never open the dance floor with that song.
No.
And any DJ listening knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I think it's not every couple too that like I was really happy because this couple I just talked to, we're prepping for their wedding. They told me, they're like, hey, so like our dance floor playlist we sent you, do we have to rearrange all the songs in the correct order for them to be played, or are you just gonna like play them at the right times? Because they're like, obviously we don't want like this song play at the start of the night and this song play at the end of the night.
They get
and
it.
I was like,
They get it.
I'm like, I'm really glad that you know that that's like a thing,
Yeah.
but I'm like, no, I got it. I'm like, yeah, don't I'm not gonna have you sit and rearrange your entire playlist of like
I don't want them to
50
spend that time
songs.
doing that. And I don't, as a DJ, don't want that because I don't always trust that the couple knows to not play Brightside is the first song.
Right. It's
You know?
also like
They're not DJs.
it's also too. I mean, it is difficult already just putting together a playlist. Most couples I talk to, they struggle putting together like 30 songs.
Yeah.
Because when you are actually having to sit down and I mean, for us, we play the songs every weekend, so we know a lot of them. But for them, it's like they're like, "What do we like?" Like it just mind goes blank right when you're actually thinking
Yeah.
about it.
And yeah, they don't know. They don't know necessarily what they like.
Yeah.
So like, give me 5 or 10 or 15 that you love, and I'll take it from there. And give me a few that you hate, and I'll avoid those.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we got you. But that's the experience that they're paying for. That's what a professional DJ is. I have enough experience to know when to play that song, or to not play that song, or to definitely play. That kind of. That's part of what you're paying for as a couple. When you book a professional wedding DJ, is they're going to arrange those songs in the order that's going to make the best possible dance floor for you and your guests. I don't know anybody who's like, nah, I really don't want people to dance. That's our big goal. That's how we measure our success, is the response the crowd has. And so I don't know anybody who's going to be like, yeah, let me go ahead and just shoot myself in the foot here and make sure that let's open with Brightside, and then Don't Stop Believing, and then it'd be kind of fun to come up
Do it
with
all backwards.
It'd be kind of come up with a bizarro world dance floor, like and then we'll close with Unchained Melody.
Yep.
Just to really, really throw them for it. Sorry, we got way off topic here, but that was good. I've got a few other ones if you want to hit them with the song.
Yeah, sure.
I love it. Iconopop.
Oh, that's like kind of nearing the dynamite.
Yes.
Like kind of like probably going right at the start of middle.
Early to middle. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're picking it up a notch, and people love that. Young and old love that. Now, Shout by Otis Day and the Knights, the Animal House version, not the other one.
The Otis Day version, yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah, the one from Animal House.
Eileen's Brothers.
You want to dance? Yeah,
that one's pretty lame. Sorry, people that love that version, but it's just true. That is either perfect at the beginning of the night or the end of the night.
Yes.
I think that's the right answer.
Yeah, I don't think that's a middle song.
No.
Unless you have somehow decimated your dance floor with, say, a sparkler send-off, or something has happened that you've ruined the vibe and you have to reset. That's a good reset kind of song.
I'm actually starting to like that one more for the end of the night than the beginning.
It
I
builds.
used to play it a lot more, but it honestly is kind of like people get kind of hyped for that song.
They do.
And it's funny that like there's a lot of times where I've gone into that basically from like trap.
Yeah.
But that it is possible
And they love it.
to
They don't
genre
care.
swap like that and just go to a completely new like type of music. And yeah, I think end of the night more so for me now.
I think so too. It's a good end of the night. It's the right tone. I mean, in the movie Animal House, they're at that bar and the band's playing and everybody is shouting and screaming. It's a party song, It's from the movie Animal House, a fraternity party movie, I put this one in for you because you play it a lot and you like it. Sandstorm by Darude.
That's probably middle of the night.
Yeah, middle,
Towards
maybe late.
end.
Yeah, middle to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like end of middle to early end of night. It kind of depends on the crowd. If they're like into like EDM and stuff, that's the like people my age kind of, and then a little younger. Like I know they're probably gonna like that.
Yeah,
But any older than that, it's
you wouldn't
it's
open with
kinda
that one.
iffy.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, that I haven't played it in a little bit, but that is a fun one.
I wouldn't necessarily close with that one unless the crowd is just.
I usually only play like a minute of it too.
Yeah, it's a long song.
I usually mix in the intro build up like into whatever song I'm doing, and then I'll have it like drop, and then I'll just right when it plays up, then it does another full build up again. It's just way too long, and it's a lot of like standing around, so I don't like keeping it going for like ever, but that is a fun one to do. Yeah.
DJing is really about tension and release. You're building up the tension, and then you release that tension with like a breakdown, with a dance. Just everyone's dancing, and then you got to reset and then rebuild, and you don't want to plateau and stay there. It's an up and down kind of a thing. Ideally, We Found Love by Rihanna.
I usually mix that around the Iconopop. Like, I think that I actually mix those together usually. So yeah, around that time.
I know there's DJs who are like, that's an end song. That's that song really builds and has a really big energy. I mean, you can break out the CO2 cannon on that one. It's
I just think most people are too tired to like. That's a good beat.
yeah,
It's kind of faster. I think I want to like play that when people have the most energy. I think end of the night is just usually most weddings. Most people are too tired at that point to play like heavy beat stuff.
sure. Traditionally, I'll play that towards the end, but lately I've been playing it earlier as a part of that middle set of the iconic pop, the EDM, just to like show them I mean business as a DJ. That like, oh, you stick around, you'll get more of this kind of stuff. Low by Flo Rida. Apple Bottom Jeans song, as other people call it who requested.
It's probably like the end of the night, but like right at the start of that like end of the night section. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it middle. I do it like middle, going into late. But again, depends. Now, if I'm doing a dry Christian wedding, I'm doing that early.
Have you been thinking about like if those songs will ever die? Because it's like I feel like I've been doing this for like 9 years now, and since I started, I was playing that song.
No,
songs
no, I
like
mean,
that.
there's
I
a reason
think we
you
have
play
a lot of time with that. Still.
When you play a song at a wedding, for the most part, if you play it again, it's made it in our culture zeitgeist. It's if you play this, that song is an influential song on our culture. That's why we play those songs at weddings. That's why it's always the same songs. Is it has permeated the culture enough where everybody can enjoy or at least knows it. And that's why you play those songs and not like some obscure other underground band song.
Right.
Even if the couple loves that music, even if the band is at that wedding, you're not gonna play all of their songs.
Right.
If you do that, then just have the band play. Like no band wants to just listen to their songs; they want to perform their songs. So now Get Low, the one it's often confused with, Lil Jon.
Yeah, that's definitely more end of the night.
That's a late night.
Yeah,
that's getting dirty.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely not beginning.
Yeah,
sometimes middle, because that's the thing too, is that sometimes they don't want to wait; they just want to get into it.
Yes,
and I mean, a lot of those songs I could play way earlier than like what I'm saying, but I would just say at most weddings, yeah.
It was always fun as a DJ because there are ones where I'm just like biding my time playing songs that are older, that are classics, to wait to get to the hard stuff.
The bride told me a week ago, she's like, you can just, we were like 30 minutes in, and our conversation, she was, like, oh, just, probably like hour and a half, 2 hours, you can kind of start getting like into the more like dirty, like stuff or whatever. And I was like, okay. And then like half hour, and she's like, can you just do like adult music only? And I was like, no problem. I'm like, I will skip. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff on this list I could have played, but like, and I think I came back to it later, but like, that's not a problem at all. Bam. Like, yeah.
I love that. I mean, for years, I would notoriously, if you went to my wedding like years ago, I would do older stuff for way too long.
Same.
Way too long. Because I was really trying to appease to the most people possible, the olds, the youngs, the kids. And I was like, we can always get dirty. And I've always learned young people are going to stay. What are they going to do? Leave a wedding with free booze? No.
Yep.
They're not going home.
We'd probably do like a solid hour.
Yeah.
Of like more oldies and stuff, where now it's like 20 to 30 minutes.
And that's what I've learned recently after, working with Joe Bond and Joe Christian. It's just like, just go hard as soon as you possibly can. And if the crowd has a problem with that, that's fine. Like, you're going to be okay.
I haven't.
You can always go back to olds again, but just, you mean business. You came here to party. Don't make them wait too long to party.
Yeah.
I used to make them wait way too long.
Agreed. I did the same thing. Yeah.
I want to dance with somebody who loves me. Whitney Houston.
That's kind of that's an all-night one, I think. I think you can open with that. I've opened weddings with that, and that's been great. Because it's like a classic, but it's still like a lot of,
it's got a good
very
build.
upbeat, and people sing along to like every word.
Yes.
I think any part of the night and that works.
I agree.
More so beginning to middle than end, but any part of the night, that's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is kind of like any time,
Just
day
a
or
good
night.
song.
I've done it all times, and it always is a pretty good song. Fireball by Pitbull.
That's like a going into middle section from like the beginning section, because that's also kind of like a song that's pretty much like Uptown Funk now, I think, where it's just like a safe one. Like, I always see older people on the dance floor that like love that song. I don't know, like
It also teases
people
Latin,
like Pitbull.
Latin song. It teases Latin culture, like that kind of song. And so you can go into a whole new. You can go to reggaeton. You can do it lots of different,
Yeah.
salsa, merengue.
Yeah, I'll do that into like
bachata.
suavemente
You can-
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's always nice. It's a good like stepping stone where you could go a lot different directions after playing that song.
Yes. It just depends, but yeah, it's and it mixes well with lots of stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I've done Cha Cha Slide with that one. I've done Elvis Crespo.
Yeah, it's at like 123 BPM, so it's like right in the middle there. Like
Yes.
right in the and there's so many songs on like the 120s that you can mix into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done Suavemente. I mean, it just depends
Mhm.
what you're doing, but it does kind of change the energy. It is a kind of a middle, early to middle, getting that energy up. I would never
Yeah.
close with that song. There's other Pitbull songs I would close with or go later because he's got some harder versions of different songs, but that one is, it just gets everybody kind of in the mood
Yeah.
to dance, to party, to salsa.
It's a nice like mixing song too, because it has like the first 30 seconds before he says like Fireball is just kind of like mostly instrumental and him like just talking about whatever that
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide talks about.
Mr. International. For years, I would always say, like, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Which I think is
girl.
that's your name. That's what
Yeah.
is become your name because you're known for taking other people's girls.
I genuinely believe that he is one of the few pop artists that writes his own lyrics, because just looking at it, there's only like Pitbull's the only person that would have written like, what's that in the sky? A bird, a plane? No, it's me.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
The
there's
ego
no
on that, yeah.
there is no ghostwriter who came up with that, because they could have done much better. Like that is definitely an original Pitbull
Make money
lyric.
twice.
Like, what?
I also love
Like, is he sitting like in his hotel room and he's like, make money?
in the hotel room. Yes.
Twice.
Hotel,
Yeah, in
motel, the Holiday Inn.
It's
Yes,
like,
that's
well,
right.
I'm in the motel, hotel, Holiday. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Wow. Like, that's great. I got it. Oh man. Yeah, Pitbull. He's an OG. He writes all of his own stuff for sure. I can guarantee that.
Him and Flo Rida are kind of hit making machines, and their music appeals to all ages. It really does, especially at weddings.
Yeah.
It's somebody came up on Saturday and was like, I think this wedding could handle a little more Pitbull. And I was like, I think so too. So I did. I played a little bit more Pitbull. I think I did Timber.
See, I don't know, if someone's like weird, but they could make me laugh, or they're even if they're mean, but it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna care as much.
Yeah, this kid was weird. He was probably late teens, early 20s. And
Okay.
he was one of these things where he was always dancing with himself off of the dance floor. Like just doing kind of weird. He was kind of watching everyone dance, but I wouldn't say he was bad at dancing, but he wasn't good at dancing. And he was just always doing his own thing. He was kind of in his own dance world.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, aren't we all? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
No,
I don't think I'll get you as much time.
I just picturing Pitbull riding the hotel.
It's true, yeah.
Oh, that's good. You write that down. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yep.
Mr. Worldwide. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, thank you so much, guys, for listening. We appreciate you. Keep on listening. We'll
It's the
keep on
DJ
turning.
Insider Podcast. I am Chris.
I'm Mike.
Oh, I get permission now. We will see you on the dance floor.
Thanks, guys.